Fear is an instinctive response, a part of the human experience that can protect us, but also hold us back. Understanding our fears is the first step toward breaking free from their grip. Let's take a moment to reflect on the fears that inhabit our minds. Perhaps it's the fear of failure that keeps us from pursuing our dreams, or the fear of judgment that silences our voices. Identifying these fears is crucial. By naming them, we can begin to understand their origin and influence on our lives. Our thoughts shape our realities. When we view fear as an enemy, it can paralyze us. But what if we saw it as a teacher, a catalyst for growth? Embracing this shift in perspective can transform fear from a barrier into a bridge toward our goals. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" we can ask, "What if I learn something valuable?" Here's the most important part: action. Taking small steps is essential in confronting our fears. Imagine standing at the edge of a swimming pool, hesitant to dive in. The water looks cold, but each step you take, splashing your toes, wading deeper, and finally taking the plunge, brings you closer to that exhilarating moment of liberation. It's the same with our fears. Each small action, each little victory, builds our confidence and reduces the power of fear over us. Fear is an emotion deeply embedded in our human experience, serving both a protective and sometimes restrictive role in our lives. It is an instinctual response that arises when we perceive a threat, be it physical, emotional, or psychological. This response has evolved over millennia, allowing our ancestors to evade dangers such as predators or hostile environments. However, in today's world, fear often manifests in different forms, affecting our thoughts, actions, and overall well-being. Understanding fear requires us to explore its purpose. At its core, fear is designed to protect us. It triggers our fight or flight response, preparing our bodies to react quickly in dangerous situations. This reaction can save lives, as it sharpens our senses and heightens our awareness. Yet, while fear can be beneficial in actual perilous situations, it can also be counterproductive when we encounter non-threatening challenges. Many of us experience fears that are rooted in our psyche rather than in our immediate reality: fears of public speaking, rejection, failure, or the unknown. These fears can paralyze us, leading to missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential. To break our fears, it is essential to first recognize that fear is not an enemy, but rather a natural part of being human. By acknowledging fear, we can begin to understand its underlying causes. Fear often stems from past experiences, cultural conditioning, or societal expectations. For instance, a child who is scolded for making mistakes in school may develop a fear of failure, leading to avoidance behaviors in academic and personal pursuits. Similarly, societal norms may create an environment where individuals fear judgment or ridicule, making them hesitant to express their true selves. Recognizing these origins allows us to unpack the complexities of our fears and see them for what they truly are: learned responses that can be unlearned. Understanding fear involves a level of self-awareness. Engaging in self-reflection can help us identify our specific fears and how they manifest in our daily lives. Journaling, meditation, or even talking to a trusted friend can provide clarity and insight into the fears that hold us back. When we shine a light on these fears, we can start to see patterns and triggers, which helps in formulating strategies to confront them. Another critical aspect of understanding fear is differentiating between rational and irrational fears. Rational fears are those that protect us from genuine danger. For example, fear of touching a hot stove is a rational response to a potential burn. In contrast, irrational fears, often known as phobias, can lead to debilitating anxiety that disrupts our lives. Acknowledging the difference allows us to address irrational fears with the appropriate tools and strategies, such as cognitive behavioral techniques or exposure therapy. As we delve deeper into our fears, we can also explore the concept of fear as a barrier to growth. Often, fear is a signpost indicating the areas of our lives that require attention and development. For instance, if you feel afraid of pursuing a new career, that fear might point to a desire for change, growth, or a new challenge. By reframing our fears as opportunities for learning, we empower ourselves to take action. Each fear we face is a chance to build resilience, develop new skills, and expand our horizons. Another key component of understanding fear is the recognition that we have the power to redefine our relationship with it. Instead of allowing fear to dictate our choices, we can choose to face it head-on. This requires a mindset shift from seeing fear as a hindrance to viewing it as a guide. This transformation is not always easy. It demands courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to step outside our comfort zones. In this journey of understanding fear, it is essential to cultivate self-compassion. As we confront our fears, we may encounter setbacks or moments of doubt. Practicing self-kindness during these times can create a nurturing environment where we can learn from our experiences rather than berate ourselves for not overcoming our fears immediately. Understanding fear is the first step in breaking its hold on our lives. It requires introspection, honesty, and the courage to confront uncomfortable truths. By acknowledging our fears, exploring their origins, and reframing our relationship with them, we can begin to unlock the potential that lies beyond. Each of us has the ability to transcend our fears and transform them into powerful motivators for change and growth. In doing so, we not only enhance our lives, but also inspire those around us to do the same, creating a ripple effect of courage and resilience in our communities. Identifying personal fears is a crucial step on the journey toward overcoming them. Many of us go through life carrying the weight of unacknowledged fears, which can influence our decisions, relationships, and overall quality of life. Fear often lurks in the shadows, and it's not until we shine a light on it that we can truly begin to understand its impact. The process of identifying these fears starts with self-reflection, a practice that allows us to delve into our thoughts and emotions, ultimately leading us to a deeper understanding of ourselves. To begin this journey, it's important to create a safe and comfortable space for introspection. This can be done through journaling, meditation, or simply setting aside quiet time to think. By taking the time to engage in self-reflection, we can uncover the specific fears that hold us back. It might be helpful to ask ourselves guiding questions. What situations make me feel anxious or uncomfortable? What thoughts run through my mind when I encounter these situations? Are there patterns in my life where fear tends to take control? Answering these questions honestly can reveal underlying fears that may not be immediately obvious. As we reflect, we may discover that our fears are deeply rooted in past experiences or societal conditioning. For instance, a person who experienced bullying in their youth may develop a fear of social situations or public speaking. Similarly, cultural expectations may create an environment where individuals fear failure or judgment, leading them to avoid pursuing their dreams. Recognizing these connections can be liberating, as it allows us to see that many of our fears are not inherent to who we are, but rather shaped by our experiences and the influences around us. Once we have identified specific fears, it's essential to categorize them. Fears can often be grouped into broader themes, such as fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown, or fear of change. By labeling our fears, we can begin to understand their nuances and how they manifest in our lives. For example, fear of failure might manifest as procrastination or avoidance of challenging tasks, while fear of rejection could lead to hesitation in forming new relationships or pursuing romantic interests. This categorization helps us pinpoint the areas of our lives that may require more attention and personal growth. In addition to identifying and categorizing our fears, it's equally important to examine their origins. This involves delving deeper into our past experiences and the messages we received from family, friends, and society. Understanding the roots of our fears allows us to separate the emotion from the reality of the situation. For example, if someone fears public speaking, they might realize that this fear is rooted in a specific negative experience, such as a presentation gone wrong in school. By acknowledging the origin of the fear, we can start to dismantle its power over us. We must recognize that fears are often exacerbated by negative self-talk and limiting beliefs. Our internal dialogue can be incredibly influential in shaping our perceptions of fear. If we tell ourselves that we are not capable, that we will fail, or that we are unworthy, these beliefs can become self-fulfilling prophecies. Therefore, as we identify our fears, we should also examine the narratives we create around them. Challenging these negative thoughts and replacing them with positive affirmations can help us build a more empowering mindset. Instead of thinking, "I can't do this," we can shift to, "I am capable of facing this challenge." Sharing our fears with trusted friends or family members can provide further clarity. Opening up about our fears not only fosters connection and support, but can also lead to insights that we might not have reached on our own. Others can offer perspectives, share their own experiences with similar fears, and remind us that we are not alone in our struggles. This sense of community can be incredibly uplifting and encourages us to confront our fears together. As we move through the process of identifying our fears, it's crucial to remember that this is a journey, not a destination. Fear can evolve and change as we grow, so regular self-reflection is essential. Making it a habit to check in with ourselves can help us stay attuned to our emotional landscape. By continually assessing our fears, we can adapt our strategies and maintain a proactive approach to personal growth. In conclusion, identifying personal fears is a vital step toward breaking free from their constraints. Through self-reflection, categorization, understanding origins, and challenging negative self-talk, we empower ourselves to confront and overcome our fears. This process of identification not only sheds light on our emotional landscape, but also lays the foundation for transformative growth. Embracing our fears allows us to take control of our lives and step into our full potential, creating a future that is not defined by fear, but rather by courage, resilience, and authenticity. The power of mindset is a crucial element in overcoming fear and transforming our lives. Mindset, defined as the established set of attitudes held by an individual, shapes how we interpret our experiences and react to challenges. Our mindset influences our beliefs about ourselves, our potential, and how we view obstacles in our path. By cultivating a positive mindset, we can shift our perception of fear from a debilitating force into a motivator for growth and change. To understand the role of mindset in breaking fears, it's important to first recognize the two primary types of mindsets identified by psychologist Carol Dweck: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. A fixed mindset is characterized by the belief that our abilities and intelligence are static traits that cannot be changed. This perspective can lead to a fear of failure, as individuals with a fixed mindset may avoid challenges to protect their self-image. They may feel that if they fail, it confirms their limitations. In contrast, a growth mindset embraces the idea that our abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. This mindset fosters resilience and a willingness to take risks, viewing failures as opportunities for learning rather than as indicators of inadequacy. Shifting from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset is essential for breaking fears. When we adopt a growth mindset, we begin to see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. This shift in perspective allows us to approach fear with curiosity rather than dread. Instead of avoiding situations that trigger fear, we can lean into them, asking ourselves what we might learn from the experience. For instance, if you fear public speaking, a growth mindset encourages you to view each speaking opportunity as a chance to improve your skills and gain confidence. This reframing can significantly reduce anxiety and empower you to take action. Another aspect of a positive mindset is the practice of self-compassion. Fear can often lead to harsh self-judgment and critical internal dialogue. When we face fears, it's easy to fall into the trap of negative self-talk. I'm not good enough. What if I fail? Or everyone will judge me. Practicing self-compassion involves treating ourselves with kindness and understanding during challenging times. It allows us to acknowledge our fears without harsh criticism. By cultivating self-compassion, we can soften the blow of failure and recognize that everyone experiences fear and setbacks. This understanding creates a supportive inner environment, encouraging us to try again despite our fears. Visualization techniques can play a significant role in shaping a positive mindset. Visualization involves imagining oneself successfully navigating a fear-inducing situation. By vividly picturing the experience, including the feelings of confidence and accomplishment, we can create a mental blueprint for success. This technique can be particularly useful for those who struggle with anxiety. For example, if you have a fear of speaking in front of an audience, spending time visualizing yourself delivering a successful presentation can prepare your mind for the actual event. This mental rehearsal builds familiarity and confidence, making it easier to face the fear in reality. Another important aspect of mindset is the practice of gratitude. Cultivating gratitude helps shift our focus from what we fear to what we appreciate in our lives. When we consciously acknowledge the positive aspects of our experiences, we create a counterbalance to fear. Gratitude can help us recognize that even in the face of challenges, there are always lessons to be learned and support to be found. Keeping a gratitude journal, where we regularly jot down things we are thankful for, can help reinforce this positive mindset and create a more optimistic outlook. Surrounding ourselves with positive influences can greatly enhance our mindset. The people we choose to spend time with can either uplift us or drain our energy. Engaging with individuals who embody a growth mindset and encourage us to step outside our comfort zones can have a profound impact on our own beliefs. These supportive relationships foster an environment where fear is acknowledged but not allowed to dominate our lives. Positive role models, mentors, or even supportive friends can inspire us to take risks and confront our fears. The practice of mindfulness can significantly contribute to developing a positive mindset. Mindfulness encourages us to stay present in the moment and observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. This practice helps us to detach from the stories we tell ourselves about fear. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by anxious thoughts, we learn to recognize them as transient experiences. Mindfulness allows us to respond to fear with clarity and intention rather than reactivity. By cultivating this awareness, we can create space between our fears and our actions, enabling us to make more conscious choices. The power of mindset in breaking fears lies in our ability to reshape our thoughts and beliefs. By adopting a growth mindset, practicing self-compassion, utilizing visualization, cultivating gratitude, surrounding ourselves with positive influences, and practicing mindfulness, we can transform our relationship with fear. This transformation empowers us to face challenges with courage and resilience, allowing us to step boldly into our lives. As we nurture a positive mindset, we not only break free from the limitations imposed by fear, but also unlock our potential to grow, learn, and thrive. Embracing this journey is essential for living a fulfilling life, one where fear becomes a stepping stone to greater self-discovery and achievement. Taking action in the face of fear is a transformative step that propels us toward personal growth and empowerment. It's common to feel paralyzed by fear, allowing it to dictate our choices and prevent us from pursuing our goals and dreams. However, embracing the discomfort of fear and choosing to act despite it is where true courage and resilience are forged. This process begins with small steps, each one designed to gradually expand our comfort zone and build confidence over time. The first step in taking action against fear is to set specific, achievable goals. These goals should be tailored to the fears we wish to confront, allowing us to create a clear path forward. For example, if the fear is public speaking, a practical goal could be to speak in front of a small, trusted group of friends or family. By breaking down larger fears into smaller, manageable tasks, we can reduce the overwhelming nature of fear and make the challenge feel less daunting. Setting these incremental goals allows us to experience small victories along the way, which can significantly boost our confidence and motivation to tackle larger challenges. As we begin to take action, it's essential to approach the process with a mindset of curiosity and experimentation. Instead of viewing each experience as a test of our abilities, we can reframe our perspective to see them as opportunities for learning. This shift in mindset encourages us to focus on the process rather than solely the outcome. For instance, if we deliver a presentation and it doesn't go as planned, we can reflect on what went well and what we can improve for next time. This approach fosters resilience and helps us understand that failure is not a reflection of our worth, but rather a stepping stone toward growth. Accountability plays a significant role in taking action. Sharing our goals and intentions with others can create a support system that encourages us to follow through. Whether it's a friend, family member, or mentor, having someone to share our progress with can motivate us to stay committed to our goals. This accountability can also provide valuable feedback, helping us to refine our approach and continue moving forward. When we know that others are aware of our aspirations, we may feel a greater sense of responsibility to take action, making it more difficult to retreat into fear. Celebrating small wins is another crucial aspect of the action-taking process. Acknowledging and celebrating our achievements, no matter how minor they may seem, reinforces a positive mindset and boosts our motivation. Each step forward, Whether it's delivering a successful presentation to a small group or initiating a difficult conversation deserves recognition. Celebrating these moments allows us to see the progress we are making and the strength we are developing in the face of fear. It's important to take time to reflect on these victories and appreciate how far we've come. As we continue to take action, it's essential to cultivate self-awareness and monitor our emotional responses. Fear often manifests as anxiety, and learning to recognize the physical and emotional cues associated with this fear can empower us to respond effectively. Practicing mindfulness techniques, such as deep breathing or grounding exercises, can help us stay present and calm when facing fear-inducing situations. By acknowledging our feelings without judgment, we can create a sense of distance from the fear, making it easier to take the necessary steps forward.